All right, today marks officially 3 weeks exactly out from Election Day. And also today, early voting officially began. We saw Abby Wilt live at the Ada County Elections Office. We'll check in with her on the news at 6. But major concern over the last several years in our country, election security, election integrity. We want to talk about that. And joining us to ease any concerns about this election is Idaho Secretary of State Phil McGrane. Mr. Secretary, I know that your office recently put out, some very specific talking points that kind of walks voters through what Idaho does. What do you think the average voter should know about election security?
You know, Joe, as you highlighted, over the past 4 years, there's been a lot of conversation about security. And here in Idaho, we have some really common sense efforts just to protect the security of the ballot. So a simple one is photo ID requirements. It's required to show a photo ID to register to vote. You're also asked to show photo ID when you vote. There's going to be a paper ballot for every voter in the state of Idaho. And that paper record is what we refer to, whether it's in a recount, if one's necessary in one of the races, or in the post-election audits that our office does after the election. And then finally, I think one of the simplest ones is to secure the vote, especially from foreign interference, is not having anything connected to the internet that's counting votes. Those are just some of the simple measures that we have in place to really ensure that all Idahoans can have confidence when they head to the polls.
And I guess, are Idahoans in a different boat in the sense that every state does it differently, or are there uniform rules? And how would you put, I guess, Idaho in the context of what do we do compared to some of our neighboring states?
I think one of the really good things here in Idaho is we really try to balance making voting easy, but also ensuring that there's the security steps. You know, just simple practices that we do. So absentee voting is well underway. We check 100% of the signatures on the absentee ballots, and we do find ones that we pursue. There are other efforts that we do, so like at the polling place, the first at the beginning of the day, the very first voter at every polling location will actually look in the ballot box to make sure it's empty and sign an affidavit reflecting that the ballot box is empty. Those are simple steps that we do all across the state to ensure that the process is working the way we intend it to.
And what changes has the state of Idaho made in recent years, and were they in response to something, or is it, I guess, just good practice in your world to always improve?
You know, we've constantly been learning from other states in terms of what we do. You know, we haven't been connected to the internet in the past, but this last legislative session, we enhanced that. I think one of the things we did for this upcoming election is we expanded the protected area around a polling location from electioneering. So no voter should be harassed or stopped on their way to go in and to vote. So we've expanded that to 250 feet. Those are some simple measures that we've enhanced from what we've had in place in the past. And it's all really on an effort to highlight that. I want to highlight the county clerks across the state are doing a lot of additional measures. So here in Ada County or in the surrounding counties, adding cameras so you can watch the process and see them working. That's in a level of transparency, but also enhanced security. Anyone's watching to make sure that every vote's counted and that no one is participating in the process who shouldn't be.
Well, we are out of time, but we will hear from you again, as we will every Tuesday till the election. We are 3 weeks out. You can always find great information at voteidaho.gov.